So, hello everyone. First things first, I'm Esra. I'm a Flutter developer based in Berlin from Turkey. I also started my career with community contributions around 2018 and 2019. It's been almost 7 years now, and I'm also sharing the excitement of speaking here with the GDG Berlin event that we are having right now in DevFest, also supporting this great organization team as well. So in this journey, I would like to show you some pictures first, because meantime, as much as I was building with Flutter and sharing how Flutter works, how is the experience, how I make things work in Flutter, it started with some soft small talks and turned into the global events and some of the conferences, including attendees over 5,000 when it comes to like We Are Developers, FlutterCon, Flutter and Friends, and further these kind of events. Especially right now, after all of these huge ones. Now it continues with the Google I/O extended meetups and DevFests in this season. Meantime, I also had a chance to work on and co-author, publish a technical book as well, which is called Flutter Design Patterns and Best Practices. We published this one around 2024, and it got like #1 in object-oriented programming books when we first published it in that month. And as well as technical contributions, maybe some of the community logos are familiar here. Does anyone knows or follows any of the communities? There you go. Which one?
I've seen you online on Flutteristas.
Yeah.
I've seen GDG.
Nice.
GDG and Cloud.
Nice. Probably you saw it in all of them. Really great. So there are like multiple communities that we are working and contributing to. Flutter Community AI Circle is a community that we kickstarted this year because as soon as all of the AI technologies are improved and introduced right now, we are making streams in Flutter Community official YouTube channel, almost like in every second week. So there we are exploring tools, and in also upcoming stream, we will also check tools like anti-gravity. So we will also do some reviews on that. But when tools are just first popped up, we were also trying them on live stream and failing publicly, figuring out publicly to just give it a little bit more boost about let's try these out. Flutteristas is a community that we are providing a safe area for women and non-binary individuals in Flutter SDK. Flutter Berlin is one of the meetups again, and Google Developer Group Cloud Berlin I officially just started this month to support these groups. And let's get back to the problem that brought us here today, that I had to actually go for this talk, and what did I build with it. So the problem of the engineer, why we end up with the FFI native platform, all of these talk. What was the problem? I was using Whisperflow. Does any of you use Whisperflow before? Like all of the other things, it was a problem drives me here, and Whisperflow is an app that actually does speech-to-text. So I really enjoyed the speech-to-text experience. It's really you can think it's a smarter way of dictating. It automatically copies to your clipboard, and it has way much more features in the memory and so on. It was really nice because I was also prompting things by hand, and of course, speaking is faster than typing. I was definitely enjoying that, but again, I hit the free tier limit, and of course, like all of the other tools right now, it asks extra $20 to me. Then I was like, I don't want to pay extra $20 to any more subscription. What can I do? I was also not happy with regular dictate that we have in MacBook and so on, because when I talk about technical terms, it's mostly just struggles. It's really good for daily English, but technical, not really. And when I use public tools that people just put online, a lot of them are really not safe if you are doing a private conversation, or you can also want to maybe chat your private stories with your AI model as well. and lots of them are not available actually online. So I checked, okay, what do I have in hand? How can I solve this problem without actually paying money to these tools more? What I have in hand, I know Flutter, and I know how to take a raw AI model and run, thanks to also like my previous knowledge that I work with Python and other models, but it's been quite a lot of years, to be honest. Then I was thinking like, okay, can I solve this myself? I will already give you the clue. It is solvable. I'm actually showing this here so that when we go through the technical part of it, you can actually link the elements, what's going on. This is the sneak peek of the app. You can see like some design elements that we are mentioning here. We will mention there are like some confetti will come here, and then it's doing a recording, and then it will do the translation. So 3 things we have in mind. The sound wave that you're gonna see, recording and transcription is the important elements right now. And of course, after I record it, I also get the transcription, and I also have the copy and sharing functionality like I needed with the Whisper flow. And yeah, we will go through what happened, what did I say, in further steps. So first, I would like to ask about Flutter, because in DevFest we have people from every background and everyone can be interested in here. Does any of you already into Flutter? Okay, does any of you already writing Flutter in a like more than intermediate level, like intermediate senior level? 1, 2, oh, nice. Nice, quite great. Does any of you who never tried Flutter before and like first time coming to see this talk? Great, nice, nice. Based on that, I will touch on the terms. So then we can actually go through the general terms slightly. So Flutter is actually an open source development kit created by Google, and then you actually use one code base to build your apps to mobile, web, desktop, and embedded devices. And you just use like single code base to do this. And how Flutter works, we will just touch there to understand what we are about to do. So this is actually what do we have when you run the Flutter app. You have the Dart application here. Then you have the Flutter framework here with the widgets, render engine, and you have platform. And when I mention about platform here, when you have APIs, then location, Bluetooth, audio, sensors, like these are actually where you go to the operation system and try to actually use things there. So maybe I can bring laser to here. Can I? Yes, great. So I write everything in Dart. Widgets, state, business logic. In debug, it just runs in a virtual machine. It's in run. And in the Flutter framework, it turns my app state to a widget tree, handles the layout, animation, gestures, when user touch the screen and everything happening. We have it in this layer. And whenever I need like GPS, camera, recording, the things that I actually mentioned in the previous app, then I actually will need to go to the platform APIs, and there the communication will be done with the platform channels that we are actually touching. In my scenario, we're gonna go a little bit deep, so I will show a little bit more advanced version of this dialogue. But first, maybe we can talk about the question how we end up here is like, why do developers need to extend Flutter, which we slightly touched before. Native device APIs. It also includes battery manager. If you ever check the documentation before, I think the main example we see is the battery level example here. We already mentioned about this one. And system services also includes background tasks, notifications, home screen widgets, low-level performance. Then we go for heavy math, image processing, C++ code like Rust, and then custom UI rendering, then things that the standard widgets cannot do easily. Actually, our talk gonna cover these points, so hope we will grasp them at the very end. So when you see a mermaid diagram, then we can see, okay, things are getting serious here. So actually, media pipe, there we will see the ML interface. We will touch with the Flutter Gemma side of it. And Metal, when you see the Whisper model running, it will be running in Metal. And our Flutter engine is like the heavy lifter normally. It handles the text, images, fonts, platform channels, host isolates, and everything. Those also happens in Flutter engine. So I will start by explaining first. So platform channels. Do you remember probably the dialogue going from like platform channels to battery, sensors, Bluetooth? So actually the platform channel is bridging our app to the native world. It's gonna send and receive messages between Dart and native code. It's asynchronous with binary serialization. It's easy to use. It's built in for standard types. But serialization is a little bit overhead there. Like if you are doing a large data related work, that will be really slow. And you can think it like easily as an HTTP request if you never tried before, but internal. So you send the method name that we have it here, like the get battery level, and then you actually get a response back, 57. So you can actually think it like HTTP request, but internal. You pass the method name, arguments, and you get a response back. So this was the platform channels. If you had to look to the graph, then I will pass. And we also have FFI. Does anyone knows what FFI stands for? Perfect. Would you like to?
Foreign function?
Yes. So we have the foreign function interface here. We can think like this is the high-speed lane when you are reaching out those platform APIs. You can do direct calls to C, C++, Rust code from Dart. Why we want to do that? It's because of the performance. Then you don't have the serialization overload that we talked about in previous example. And this is not async, this is synchronous execution. So when you are using CPU-heavy tasks, like we mentioned, like image processing, cryptography, physics engine, and stuff, then you would like to use FFI here. And existing libraries, if you ever use like FFmpeg, for example, I use them while converting the videos, compressing them. So they're also like, in my example, we're going to use Whisper to do that transcription. And if you want to give a real-life example for non-Flutter devs, if you can think like platform channels were a really nice and kind mail that you just send to people to like get things done. It happens like asynchronous, it might be slow, it's just like a mail that you do. But when you use FFI, it's like going somewhere and having a handshake. Like you go there, directly call the function in it. So, oops, I will use the laser. There we go. So when I'm using actually FFI, so I'm actually using the lookup function and I'm directly doing the call here. So I'm passing for the next example. The last topic that we have here is the custom rendering. And custom rendering, something we need to make the fancy animations and the things that I'm actually going to show there. But first, I will mention about a standard rendering. When you build a normal Flutter screen, maybe since you already have idea about it, I will just skip the basic part. You get a container, you put a box, you wrap it in a row. Sometimes we say like, okay, Flutter, give me a blue box. Then you get a pre-built blue box for that, and here it is. But if you want to go more than that, in my case, it includes the sound waves, wobbly like audio waveform. And what you need to do is actually you're going to ask for a canvas, and then you're going to like draw with your pen to the pixel, like 10 to 10 to 50. And you will say like draw a circle here, draw it red. Now you're going to go to like advanced, let's say, describing it as. This would be the custom rendering part. In this app, what do we have here? This is actually custom rendered. Now, all of them are actually getting rendered in the native layer, by the way. This is in macOS, with a desktop app right now. So all of them are actually really seamless animations, and all of them are calculated. I will show you how it is. If you can remember the colorful waves. So when I want to do them with custom rendering, as I mentioned, I got the canvas. I have the width and height. Like at this point of custom rendering, I'm actually step by step explaining what I want it to be drawn in the canvas. Now I'm not doing container, row, column anymore. I'm actually like pixel by pixel mentioning what I want to get it done. So I have the primary color, secondary color, and third color. Then I have the painting, style, what I'm gonna do. From moving to line to canvas to draw path, I actually explained all of these lines to be drawn in that time. And actually the real code, we don't need to go deep into this. You will be able to find them in GitHub repo, but those actually sound waves are actually in mathematics sinus waves. So you're actually using sinus waves, and then you are combining all of them with the colors. Then you are looping them with an offset. Then you have frequency multiplier. So based on that, how it goes with the frequency, then you are actually literally step by step saying how I wanted to get it rendered. It's really detailed, but you can actually do that, and you can actually render that. So when we go for demo, this would be the normal edition. Sorry, I will just stop this one first. Normally, I do them with a live demo. We can try it at the very end, but I knew that internet connection was not so good here. I was unsure whether everything will work. Demo fairies always behind us. So in here, I will record a voice, and then it will do the transcription for me. And in the voice, I'm talking and saying, tomorrow I need to take my dog for a walk. I shouldn't forget checking my mails in the morning, and I need to go to yoga around noon. So it's just like a regular memo that I'm just like getting to myself. And immediately I'm getting the transcription, and I can actually copy it. So what I'm going from here. I got this with the Whisper model running in my Mac. So I actually got the audio. I used the audio, used Mac's internal audio system, like directly in the core. Then I pass it to the Whisper model. Then I get it transcribed. Then I get it to the Flutter app back. OK, I can run Whisper model in Mac, but what about my phone? Like, how will I run a Whisper model like a C++ in my phone? Then I noticed that we have a library for that, if you ever heard, which is called Flutter Gemma package, Flutter Gemma library. And there we have Gemma, Quen, Tiny Llama-like models are actually supported there. And if you haven't heard about Gemma, it's Google's family of small, open, on-device AI models designed for fast, private, offline, which is like my main, biggest pain points of this app on mobile and edge devices. So now I will also show the Gemma way of interaction. So this is a recording from iPhone now. It's not a Mac, but an iPhone. Then I go to Gemma AI. Then I actually paste my transcription to Gemma and say, can you make a day plan for me? So I pasted my transcription, and I said, can you please create a day plan for tomorrow for me? And Gemma is right now hosted on the device. So what does it mean? This would work offline. You don't need an internet connection for this. You just download the model, then you have it on your device, which also means you can actually talk and chat about anything. It can be confidential, it can be private. Then you can actually have your also system secured and only for yourself, because you are hosting your own model, you are communicating with that model. You can do your thing and even delete remove the model before you go online. So you can actually still keep it for yourself, and still, a model that you keep it on your phone, it's given still pretty solid output actually. So I will show one more step here. You can also set the Gemma model settings. This is an interface that I do. There are like way many different models that you can use. For example, if you use Gemma 3, like this edition, the tiny one, I actually don't recommend. It's not really something you can chat. It would be really nice to get like really small tasks done if you use like AI agents in small models before. Right now, the current model that I am chatting and you see on the right side is Gemma 3, 1 billion. Then this is the recommended one for me because it's just 500 megabytes. Like you actually download that entire model. You would see that you would need a Hugging Face API key for that, but I'm kind of jumping those details because I will give them at the very end with the repository. For me, the Gemma 3 1B just worked well because if you go for 3N, then that model, you can still download it to your phone, but it's a multi-model. What does it mean? You can actually also send image to that model. In my model right now, you are not able to send an image. It's a singular one that you just actually text with the model. But if you go for the 3N model, then you will be able to send images. What does it mean? Again, for example, if I had the handwriting note of my day plan, I could just take it, send it to the model, and again, offline, it could extract it and make the day plan for me. I can also make, which we have the example right now in Flutter Gemma, offline menu translator. This model would be able to actually translate your model even if you have no internet connection. But right now, my phone, with all of the apps and things that downloaded and also the memory of it, not able to actually render the 3N model, which is like iPhone 13 Pro Max. Like I was expecting to be able to do that actually. But I also load so much to my phone, so I actually used a second option for showing. It's also still best for mobile, ultra light, really fast. And I also have a little bit of celebration part here. But why did I show these confettis? Since I actually show everything, how I can build under the hood one by one, of course, I also did every single confetti pieces. Because you can. Because you just can. Like this is actually just can. I'm just trying to show how micro level you can actually go and do things in native level and you can just bring it back. Of course, there should be like so many things and so many other ways to do this. But when you click actually the confetti, I will use laser again. Sorry for the habit. So I'm actually passing the colors. These are like the DevFest colors right now. We have a little bit of effect to give a rainbow. Then I have size, width, angle, speed, velocity of the every single small confetti piece. So you have confetti particles, x, y with velocity, rotation speed, so you can actually write them. And you can make your confetti painter with a custom painter again, that you have particles, animation style, and then again, as you can see, I'm using canvas, painting with values, filling it and saving it. So the actually entire animation, if you go back and forth, 300 different particles are just rendered there in a way that I wanted. So when we are putting it all together, Flutter actually becomes like your canvas, the native world becomes your palette, like then you can combine them to build like, what would you like to do? So right now, when I combine all of them together, what did I do? I recorded a voice, then I transcribed it, then I copied it, then I passed it to the like offline AI model. So I actually have an offline privacy-first voice recorder, transcriptor, and a chat assistant. Even with this connection, and it's for free. It's offline, it's for me. And the tech stack I have is, I have the UI in Flutter, I have widgets, custom painter for audio waves and confetti that we mentioned, speech to text. I'm running Whisper model by using FFI, which is C++. And then I have LLM, which is the Gemma model that I mentioned. It's running on device by using Pigeon, platform channels, and media pipe under the hood, and connectivity, no internet required. So actually, in every step, you could be disconnected. And what does it mean when we are actually going back to the journey here? This is probably hard to read at this point, right? This looks like a small one.
Yes. The text, no.
Yeah, okay, this works. Not really. I will try it with the manual zoom. Okay, this will not work. I will just pass. Maybe I can mention when I am here. So we have the Flutter UI layer, we had the user UI layer, then we had the custom painter here. We have the platform channels here, and then we can see actually how it flows. Audio recorder, it goes to like Swift native code to run iOS device's own recorder. Then it will get the WAV file, then it will pass to the FFI. FFI will pass to the Whisper CPP. Then it will bring me back the transcribed text. Then I can bring it with Pigeon and Gemma AI chat, MediaPipe Gemma, and then I get an AI response back. So you can actually see entire flow under the hood, how this happened. You can scan the QR code to see the GitHub repository. That will be updated. I already have like some parts of it, but there is another branch called Flutter Gemma 2 that I am adding this part, which I already add, but we still need some graphs and mermaid diagrams there. And I think I was a little quick here, so I will be back to the repository to show more. But we can connect and we can chat about it. So in general, this example to show you there are ways to connect with native, and really you can experiment around it, and you can actually have the full capacity in your hands to do this. You can already ask questions, we can already reply, or I can also like give a little bit of a repository tour.